ADA voltage controlled flanger from the 1970s. I think I want to have a little bit more of a look inside it. I think we could probably do that right now. If you guys are interested and want to stick around, let's unplug it, crack back into it. You know, now that we know it works, now that we know it's cool, now that we're super impressed with it, or at least I am. Analog Digital Associates. There was, or is, I guess, rather, I think is, maybe not. There was another ADA, and I mean in the pro audio / guitar world. I don't know if it's the same ADA. That logo, I don't remember being A/DA, but just ADA, all caps. If I remember right, they made rack processors of like the mid-price tier. You know, they weren't. I mean, this was long before Behringer existed. Behringer, wasn't the bottom of the barrel back then because they weren't around. But they were better than, or higher priced, I guess, or more highly regarded maybe than some things like Art or ART. Or Bellari, if those were even around then. But they were not, they Eventide, they were not. Nor TC Electric or anything electronic. These knobs seem to be no set screw, just straight pull off. Let's find out. Okay, yeah. Just pull off knobs. Disagreeable little pull-off knobs. One thing I might like to do is try to push this dent out from the back if possible. I don't know what this casting looks like. That might not be a thing. I don't know if I can get to that. Would be cool though. Okay, come on now. I don't want to break it. Not worth it to me to take it apart that much. Well, trying to see if I had a piece of twine or wire handy. I'm sure I'd have a piece of wire I don't want to use. Okay. This is probably about the right size. Cheap wire. Little trick. You can do it with a shoelace too. I have a knob and bushing puller. I just don't think it's a good candidate to get it under here and mess up that aluminum, because that pushes down on the surrounding to pull the knob up. What the heck? And look at that. I just ripped that wire in half. I told you it was cheap wire. Well, there is a nut under there. Did somebody glue this on? It might be. I see what could be a drop of glue on it. Knob and bushing puller. I wasn't going to use this, but that is what it's for. So let's see. See, the way this works is you slip that around your knob or bushing, whatever, and then you tighten this down and it pulls it back out. That switch is kind of in a precarious location to use this. I don't want to mar the panel. Oh boy. That was glued on. That's why it was stiff, and that's why it wasn't coming off. Like this had happened before, and somebody just glued this back on, which I guess I might be doing myself now. Not so much because of the pot, but because of the knob. Okay, well, we didn't break it. It was just broken. You can see the glue. However, I'm not thrilled about it. It's not like a thing I was hoping to have happen. These look like the same knobs, are very similar to the ones in the Arion pedals. The pots, I mean, not the knobs. The knobs are very different. Okay, well, see, that panel just came off, and there were any dents in that. I could straighten that right out. Nice. Hopefully this one will come off the same when I take that switch out. Yeah. Oh, it looks promising. I don't want to bend it prying it up, but I feel it coming. Yeah. Let's take a look at the back and see what it looks like. But I think that can come off. Okay. First thing I notice is this header right here. Like, what is that for? There's nothing there. Is that for testing? It's not labeled. Okay. So. Yeah, that's why it was stiff. There's a bunch of glue like around the seam of this. Okay. These are not really secure. Those are just keeping them from turning. All right, well, hey, let's check this out. We have, whoops, I just bumped it. Panasonic, RCA. Okay, so these are not Reticons. Unless that might be Matsushita. I think it's Panasonic. I know that there's a relationship there. I'm not familiar with this one. RC. There's an RCA. Yeah. Okay. We'll do the little electrolytic dance since we're in here and there's only a few of them. I'd also like to figure out what that pot number is. These are labeled TBM, all of them. All the pots are labeled TBM. I'll probably have to look at a schematic to get the value on it. Well, the wiper goes to a capacitor, so maybe I can read the value of that end circuit because it shouldn't pass DC through the capacitor. We'll try. Grab my calipers to do the quick capacitor measurements too. Let's just see if I can read that pot first. It is nice that it's the one that's way over here out of the way, making it easier to work on if I have to get it out. I might not have to get it out. I might just need to swap the shaft. The knob is going to be the hard thing. Oh, the wiper and this one are hardwired together. I may not get a reading. 1.5K. 0.7 with it all the way at that end, and 9.6K. So it's probably a 10K pot. pretty confident that's a 10K pot. Okay, let's do the electrolytic thing that we do here sometimes. Maybe I'll just zoom out for this. Okay, let's start with the big ones first. Let's do this big gray one. And it is a 470 microfarad by 35 volts. And it is about 26.5 millimeters tall by 16.25 millimeters wide. This little orange one is 33 microfarads at 25 volts. And it is about 12.4 millimeters tall, 10 millimeters wide. There's a couple of trim pots here that are begging me to mess with them, but I'm not going to because it kind of did its thing pretty perfectly. All right, there are some little electrolytics. Let's go through those. This guy right here, I should use the poking stick. Oh my gosh, where's my poking stick? There it is. Okay, this guy. 4.7, I think. Yeah, 4.7 microfarads by 25 volts. This also is 4.7 by 25. Let's just see, are these guys down here? 4.7 by 25. And this one, 4.7 microfarads by 25 volts. So it looks like there's 1, 2, 3, 4 radials that have that look, and they're all the same. Size-wise, those are about 10.6 millimeters tall by 5.3 millimeters wide. Okay, let's check these gray ones. And they are 2.2 microfarads by 50 volts. This one is the same, maybe? Hard to say. I gotta bend it a little bit. Not that pot, just this guy here. And it is, yes, 2.2 microfarads by 50 volts. Those are probably the same size as those little black ones we just measured, but let's just, for the sake of accuracy, about 11.45 millimeters tall by 5.2 millimeters wide. And I think that's everything, right? There's those two, and then 4. Okay, I don't know what these parts here are. Chemet, 22 microfarad. Okay, look, there's some axials. There's 1, 2 axials that are mounted to the board, but then have the lead bent over, and they say plus T310 on them, for whatever that's worth. 22 microfarads, 15 volts, 20%. And this one up here is, yeah, same plus T310 on it. So probably the same. 15 volts. What did we say this other one was? I can hardly see. Oh boy. 22 microfarads. Okay, 22. And there is this really cool, I'll try and get a zoom in on this one. Right there. Pretty cool button top transistor with a white wall. I can't read that, but probably you can on the video. There's the inductor or transformer. I guess that's the power transformer. Well, I mean, all in all, it's pretty clean, pretty cool. There's numerous different types of film capacitors in here. Handful of diodes and a transistor there for the power supply. Be cool to know what that header is. Hopefully I can find a service manual for this that will explain that. And Let's just see if I can dust this guy off. A lot of crud in there. Yeah, it's coming out nice. There's a little pin here. Where's it going? It's weird, is it's actually not going really anywhere, but it's there. So what is that for? Is that another test point? Weird. Like, I don't see that it's making contact with the case there as a ground. Okay, well, I was hoping that I could push that back, you know, this panel back in from this side, and it doesn't look like I can. There are two little areas I could push on slightly to help pry it out. Yeah. Should I try to get a spudger in there? I feel like I'm not sure if I should just leave well enough alone. I mean, usually I don't. I've learned as I've gotten older to do that more. I've also gotten better with my tools, like this spudger. Let's try and not wreck this board though. See, I don't want to put a crease in it. That's the thing I really don't want to do. I need a flat one. Man, I'm very close. It's gonna drive me mad. Like I'm almost at the point where I have to get it off now so that I can straighten it and get it back on there. It's all because I want to get that one dent out. I probably could get the dent out from here. Could try a solvent, but it's so close. I got the other one off. Okay, I think we're there. Oh boy. Is there like a puddle of glue at the bottom corner of this? Yes, there is actually. I can see it. It's like right there. There he goes. See? Told you there's a puddle of glue at the bottom there. Okay. Now, I'm going to remove the adhesive from the back of this. Remove the adhesive from here, which is really gummed up. And press that flat on in a vise maybe, or on a machine, you know, with some soft jaws, something nice, some sacrificial soft jaws. Get this all cleaned up. I'd like to get this out of there, but I don't think that's happening. Put it back together. find a 10K pot and see if I can find a knob for it. Okay, I mean, really, that's it. Like, this, we'll have to come back and do like a, reassembly once it's cleaned up and I find that pot. But I mean, it's good enough. It works. I can always glue this knob back on with a drop of CA glue and use it in the shootout, which is the main point. And successfully, I think that we've found that this has a unique place in the shootout. It does not sound like any of my other flangers, and that's exactly what I wanted. So, mission accomplished. And howdy again, folks. I know I thought I was done for the night, and I kind of am now, but I wanted to, I did spend a little time cleaning up these panels, so I thought I would just bring them on here and show you. This one was not in too bad of shape. It was pretty grungy though, and I cleaned that up. The back was fairly easy. There wasn't a lot of glue on that, so that's the control panel. This one took a lot of work, so the holes are irrelevant. This is just a different jig I used for something else, but it's sandwiched between two pieces of melamine, and on those pieces of melamine I have some packing tape here. So all that is just some regular packing tape to protect any dirt or even the little bit of texture in the melamine from messing with my work. This took a lot of cleaning up to get the back clean, but look at the front. I don't know if that's showing up well in the light, but look at that. That is quite remarkable now. It had a big dent in it. So I sandwiched it between these two pieces of melamine and kind of crushed it in a vise to flatten out. And I did get in there and manually, like there was one big ding in particular, and I kind of got in there with the back of this screwdriver and just pressed it flat a little bit to start the work. But wow, look at that. That just, obviously it's going to need some cement or some double-sided tape, but look at that. I mean, really, like, come on. That's beautiful. It was not so pretty. When I saw the sale photos of it, there was a big dent, this one right here, that used to be there at least, that I was hopeful that I could do that on. I could just press that one out. But what I didn't expect was that I would actually be able to do so much and make that the whole thing look so much nicer. So I'm really pleased. I'm really hoping I can find one of these pots. It doesn't have to be exact. I really only need the shaft. I can disassemble this pot and replace that shaft portion. Although I'll try to find a whole pot because it'd be nice to have spares of everything. This is what's going to be hard though, is the knob. I might be able to drill that out. That was a really terrible way to fix this. Please, like, guys, if this happens to you, don't do that. Don't do CA glue. Yeah, it's just, that was the wrong decision. This knob's different than the rest. I think it is original though. I think it's only smaller because it has a switch there. And so if they put this big knob there, well, actually, shoot, I don't know. I guess I'll go look at some others. It seems to be of age. You know, these other knobs all kind of match it. Even though they're different, they're same color, same. No branding on the other ones. I don't know. I'll have to look at some photos of some other ones and see. But that's it. Just wanted to drop back in and show that. Still have to work on that pot, but sounds great. Now it looks great. Just gotta get that one pot fixed, and man, I'm gonna be so stoked because these are really valuable. The originals are really. I don't know that they're particularly rare, but they're kind of rare, and they're really sought after, and I've never heard one, and so I'm just like, I'm having a wonderful first time experience here with my first ADA flanger. So I'm really pleased. Thank you. Yeah, all that good stuff. Have a great night. Well, I keep thinking I'm done here, but then I keep working on this a little more. I'm actually watching an Anderton's music video tour of the Martin factory, and so just sort of chipping away at this as I go on. I've already done this to the bottom panel, but I thought I would show I did to the top. I'm using this particularly amazing, it's called Hippie Crafter double-sided tape. I use this for templates on wood. It is perhaps a tad bit thick, but it's going to hold this on forever. And so you can probably see I put 2 strips on here, and then simply by X-Acto knife, cut it all out. Cut out all the little, I had a little piece of sticky goo there. Cut out all the control ports. And then I'm just about to fix it on here. And I thought you guys might like to see how I'm going to do that. This is so sticky. If I were to put this on here like ever so slightly crooked, it would stick to it, and then I would have to do. I'd probably bend the aluminum panel, getting it off. I'd have to start over again. So these screwdrivers have increasingly large shafts. They're conical in a way, comically conical, comical and conical. So I'm going to stick them on there like that, and that's going to sort of hold this up at a position where it's not laying on the cord, and it's going to also allow me to use those as locators. So I'm going to do a test fit here. Then I can slip this on, and it'll go right to where it wants to be. Now, I don't want to let that fall all the way down, or I'll have trouble getting it off. So, you need to remove the backing of this insanely sticky tape. Can you hear how sticky that is? Okay. And then one more. It is so gooey and sticky. Okay. It's fairly thin though. All right. You're going to watch me succeed huge or fail huge here. There's no in-betweens. Either massive success or disaster. And I think we've got massive success. Okay. Pop these out. Look at that. Kind of press it on evenly. Did I express how pleased I am with how this is coming out here? Just press this on. Okay. All set. I'm going to put it back together because I've kind of taken, let's take, the camera's on, because I know you guys don't care, but I will use this for later. I'm going to take some quick caliper measurements of that pot that we're going to need for restoration here. So zero out the old calipers. Okay, the shaft width is 7.83. That's probably an American size. I guess I can go to the fractional inch for this. Let's see what we get. 5/16. So 5/16 inch shaft. The body itself is, okay, I'm going to go back to millimeters for that because that's not it's kind of a nonsensical number there. There we go, sorry. The body itself is 16.8 millimeters wide. The spacing on the lugs is approximately 10 millimeters on the outside too. Let's do center to center. On the outside too, should be a little less than that. Is 9.5. Okay, and the height of the bushing is just about 5.23 millimeters. And I guess we can do the height of the pot casing itself. It's about 7.5 millimeters. Okay, so hopefully that'll help you. Oh, yes, of course, the actual shaft width, let's get it here at the serrated part, 5.52. And that's probably an imperial measurement. Let's try it with fractional. Let's see if we get something that makes sense. 7/32. Yeah. And then the length of the exposed part of the shaft is 3/8 inch tall. Okay. All right, cool. I think that's good. Thank you, guys. Hopefully I'm done. It's late. I got to go to bed, so I don't want to be coming back. But good night again, and good night from Tomater and Cruz Ramirez. Good night, guys.